This is the Anker SOLIX C2000 Gen 2 portable power station. My honest first impression was simple. I expected another heavy box I'd dread moving, and it surprised me. I doubted the 9-watt idle draw claim and figured the fast charge numbers were marketing fluff. After living with it, hauling it around, and running real loads, I changed my mind on both. The footprint is the win here. It's short, dense, and clean. At 41.7 pounds, it's not featherweight, but it's manageable with two hands. The recessed handles are shaped right, so I can lift it into a trunk or up a few stairs without an awkward wrist angle. The matte shell hides scuffs and fingerprints, and it looks more like a serious home appliance than a toolbox. The rubber feet keep it planted on a table, though if I tug on a stiff cable, the unit can slide a little on polished wood. The screen is bright with a black background, so I can read it in daylight. I get state of charge, input-output watts, and a lifetime remaining number that adjusts as loads change. The buttons have a firm click and sit just low enough to avoid accidental presses when I reposition it. Port layout is practical. USB-A and USB-C up front for quick device charging. A TT30 port for RV use, plus standard AC outlets. Just a heads up, it's a TT30 plug, but you're still limited to 2,400 watts total. It's easy to assume 30A equals more headroom than you actually get. One thing I wish it had, a built-in light. In a blackout, I kept reaching for a flashlight. From my experience, the battery chemistry matters. This uses LiFePO4, which is safer and lasts longer than common lithium-ion. The rated life is thousands of cycles before 80% capacity. And that's the kind of long-term curve that makes sense for backup. The fridge test sold me. I plugged in a standard kitchen refrigerator. The 4,000-watt peak handled the compressor surge without drama. Surge just means the unit can supply a short burst above its continuous rating to start motors. With the fridge cycling on and off, the low idle draw became obvious. Only 9 watts when the inverter is on but not doing much is a big deal. It meant the battery wasn't being nibbled away between compressor cycles. I saw run times that matched my notes. About 15 to 32 hours, depending on how often the door was opened and the room temp. A chest freezer did better, getting close to 2 days. I also hooked up sump pumps, 1/3 and 1/2 HP, because that's the kind of load that matters during storms. No tripping, clean starts, and it ran through multiple cycles. For anyone with a basement, this is the kind of confidence you want. Short, intense bursts handled cleanly and reliably. I tried it as a UPS for my desktop and networking gear. UPS just means it keeps your devices powered during an outage and switches fast enough that your gear doesn't shut off. The changeover was fast enough that my PC didn't blink or reboot. The app shows power flow in real time, and I like that I can dial AC input speed down at night, so charging is nearly silent. On the road, I tested the TT30 with my RV. Plug and go was easy, but I had to manage loads. Running the microwave and the RV AC at the same time pushed it over the 2,400 watt limit. The AC alone was fine, but it drains a 2 kilowatt-hour battery quickly, which is expected. For shore-style camping, it's a nice bridge when hookups aren't available. Solar charging worked, but the 800 watts ceiling is the cap to keep in mind. Under a partly cloudy sky, 400 watts of panels gave me about 250 to 300 watt input, normal for real conditions. That's a long top-up for 2,048 watts. If I were to add the expansion battery to hit 4 kilowatt-hours, I'd feel that 800 watts solar limit. MPPT, by the way, is the smart controller that finds the best voltage current point to pull the most power from panels. It's efficient, but picky about acceptable voltage. I also tested vehicle charging using the alternator setup. Pulling up to 800 watts from the car is way faster than a cigarette lighter plug, and it made short stopovers actually useful. Charging speed from AC is wild. With AC only, I saw about 1,800 watt input. Topping from near empty to full in around an hour and a half is fast, and 80% in about 45 minutes tracked with what the screen reported. Mixing AC and solar to get up near 2,600 watts shaved it further. When fans spin up during fast charging, noise is present. But during everyday loads under 1,000 watts, the sound profile is a low whoosh, easy to ignore. The app is handy for toggling AC on-off, adjusting charge speed, and checking temps, but it's missing push alerts. I want a ping if AC input is lost or the battery drops below a set threshold. I did get an OTA firmware update shortly after setup. which seemed to smooth the fan curve. OTA means software updates come through Wi-Fi, no cables needed. Key features that stood out in real use were the quiet operation, the low idle draw, the fast AC charging, and the steady 2,400-watt output with a healthy 4,000-watt surge. Also, the dual 140-watt USB-C ports let me charge a MacBook Pro directly without a brick. That's one less charger to carry. The inverter efficiency with that 9-watt idle draw is the secret sauce. In my opinion, that's the difference between a number on a spec sheet and a battery that feels bigger than it is for light, always-on loads like routers, CPAP, or a fridge that cycles. I also like the size-to-power ratio. At 41.7 pounds and this compact shape, I actually take it with me. The charging flexibility is another highlight. Being able to set AC input from the app means I can go quiet overnight or go full tilt when I'm in a hurry. The UPS switchover is quick enough for real work. The build feels solid, the screen is readable outdoors, and the 5-year warranty adds trust. It's not perfect. The 800-watt solar cap feels tight if you plan to expand to 4 kilowatts. The TT30 plug can mislead newcomers about the true power ceiling. I wish there were push notifications in the app and a built-in light for emergencies. Port spacing is decent, but a chunky wall wart can still hog space. None of these were deal breakers for me, but they're good to know. It's perfect for people who want a serious home backup for essentials without installing a whole home system. From my experience, it's ideal for a fridge, a chest freezer, sump pumps, networking gear, and a workstation with sensitive electronics. It also fits van life and RV weekends if you keep an eye on power budgeting and don't expect to run heavy AC for hours. The fast alternator charging makes road travel practical, and the quiet fans make indoor use comfortable. I'd recommend this for anyone who values efficiency and fast, flexible charging over max solar intake specs. If you need heavy daily solar-only recharging for a 4-kilowatt setup, you might feel constrained. If you want something lighter than a wheeled unit with real surge muscle and stable output, this hits a sweet spot. The C2000 Gen 2 feels thoughtfully engineered for how people actually use portable power. It condenses the 2-kilowatt-hour class into a compact shape I don't mind carrying, pushes efficiency so low-draw tasks last longer, and charges fast enough that downtime is short. Key features like the 2,400-watt pure sine wave output, 4,000-watt surge, quiet operation, and UPS behavior line up with what I need for outages and travel. The main trade-offs are the 800-watt solar limit and a couple of missing quality-of-life touches in the app and hardware. In my opinion, the strengths outweigh the quirks by a mile, and I'm keeping it in my rotation for both home backup and road trips. Check the comments of this video for a link to see the current pricing of the Anker SOLIX C2000 Gen 2 portable power station. Thank you for watching.